There are 3 networking myths that are holding you back in your personal and professional life. You're not networking because there are 3 myths you're telling yourself. First, I have to meet everyone or I've wasted the opportunity. This is overwhelming for a lot of people. Second, I have to sell something or I have to get a job. Thinking like this going into a networking event is intimidating and destroys your confidence. And finally, I can practice networking first, then tackle follow-up. What happens is you're not prepared to follow up, and therefore you don't get the results that you're hoping for, and networking becomes less attractive for something that you'd like to do. You're here because you know networking is important, and you want to do it better. My name is Shoma Jurgensen, and I'm the owner of Intentional Growth Strategies. Join me today in this video as we bust these 3 myths about networking. So let's look at myth number 1. I have to meet everyone or I've wasted the opportunity. Busted. 3 people you need to meet. That's it. Just 3. The first is your ideal client or employer. This is the person to whom you would sell your goods or services or for whom you would like to work. What is that person like? What are their goals and objectives? Think that through. Second, you want to meet a referral partner. This is someone who is in contact with your ideal client or employer in some way that is complementary to yours. Who can they introduce you to? How can you add value to your relationship with the referral partner so that they can refer you to your ideal client or employer? And third, this is far too underappreciated in networking, is find a mentor or a learning partner. If you're looking for a position in a new career, find someone who works at that company. Find someone who does that type of job and ask them what it's like. You're not asking for a job. You're asking to learn more about opportunities. If you're an entrepreneur, find someone who's been in business for 6 to 10 years and find out what challenges they had to overcome. Again, you're not selling them something. You're learning from them for your long-term success. If you'd like to figure out how to develop these personas, take a look at my blog post here at bit.ly/IGS3people and discover how you can define those 3 people you need to meet at a networking event in order to be successful. Let's look at myth number 2. This is a big one. This is that old-fashioned used car salesman type of myth that makes networking just not fun. I have to sell something or I have to get a job. Let's bust that myth. Networking is not about sales in the short term. Networking is about relationships. Think about the relationships that you have in your life today. They're about giving value as much as receiving value. In a networking event, the value that you're exchanging is that of attention, that of help, support, and success. In order to do that, come with resources that you know might help one of those 3 people that you want to meet. And then ask if you can sit down for a meeting or learn more. Myth number 3. I can practice networking first and then tackle follow-up. This is my biggest pet peeve because what happens is when we look at this myth and bust it, in every other area of our lives, business in particular, but not solely business, when we plan ahead and figure out what we're going to do, we are more successful. This is not different for networking. Ask yourself, who will you meet? I was at a networking event last night, and I knew that I wanted to accomplish 2 goals. One was to meet the president of the organization. I'm hoping to talk to her group about follow-up in the months to come. And second was to get to know more about this group. Is it a group I would like to join? What kind of information will help them if I do speak? And how do they get value out of this group? What can I do to help them today? And that's when I start to think about, what do I know? Who do I know? How can that help the people that I'm meeting? I met a woman last night who is looking for a job here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. She's moving from San Diego. I happen to be speaking at a group in 2 weeks where I'm talking about networking and follow-up for people who are seeking new positions in transition. That's what this group is about. So I sent an email inviting her to join us that day. I also collected her card and the card of the president of the association, just the two. I collected cards very carefully, even though I offered value on the moment or in the moment to people in the group. I wanted to follow up with the woman about coming to that meetup where I'm speaking in 2 weeks. And I want to follow up with the president and talk with her more about her needs for speakers in that group. Much less overwhelming than collecting the 32 business cards of people that were there. I know that I'm going to complete this follow-up because I have 2 specific actions that I planned ahead of time. I hope you've enjoyed this amount of information about networking, but I want to offer you some more resources. A great place to start is I have a free networking guide, 5 tips to network with confidence, particularly if you dread networking. And when you're ready, and you're ready to really maximize your follow-up from the networking that you're doing, I've written a book called Fearless Follow-Up: How to Turn Conversations into Clients. It's a workbook to help you get the most out of every networking event. If you liked what you saw in the video today, there's more. I have much more planned in the pipeline, so please subscribe today. If you're a business professional or entrepreneur looking for something a little more targeted to your practice, please take a look at my other YouTube channel on our sister page, bit.ly/Shoma on YouTube. I look forward to seeing you soon.